What's up, everybody? It's your favorite stretchy appendage's favorite nerd, and today we are looking at the Walgreens exclusive Marvel Legends Mr. Fantastic. So happy I got this guy. My Fantastic Four shelf is done. We'll look at that today in place of a skit because it is a simple Sunday review, and we'll talk about accessories immediately. He comes with the ultimate nullifier. Forgive my hands, I'm working on a diorama. He comes with the ultimate nullifier. It's sculpted well, like lots of little details inside, but I really feel like this could have used some paint. Like, this is an exclusive figure. It should get a little bit extra love, and I feel like they could have painted this thing with just a couple accents and really made it come to life. So it's a bit of a bummer to me. And he comes with two stretchy arms. One kind of holding, but unfortunately, there's no way that the nullifier... I mean, I guess you can get it sat in there if you're really... Yeah, I mean, it's just not, it's not really gonna do that all that well. This one, it kind of sits in there, but not really. They are painted well. As you can see, they go in on a disc hinge, so that's fine. And then you have a little bit of sculpt actually at the glove, and then the fingers are both in this sort of halfway reaching, halfway trigger finger pose. And then they are wire constructed, so you can bend them and get your little extra movements and such, which I think is ultimately fine. The stuff like this has a tendency to degrade over time, and this stretchiness ends up putting a lot of wear on the plastic and ends up causing issues, but it's at the same time, it's like, what else are you gonna do? So I get it. I think it's done kind of well enough. And we'll talk about the figure. So the head sculpt I think is great. It looks just like him. It's not too young, which is usually my concern with the Reed Richards figure. I feel like he needs to have a little bit of age and maturity to him. I like the gray paint in the hair. The brown paint on the hair looks good. It's a little bit of a glossy finish, which reflects light a little bit, which I think is ultimately okay. I like the expression on the face with one eyebrow kind of up, and he kind of has like a smirk like he's all got it figured out already. I'm good with all of that. The paint, we'll just go through that real quick. We got Tampo paint on the chest for the four, and it's done very sharp and clean. The belt is painted on, which is a bummer, but you know they weren't going to give you a belt. They weren't going to sculpt one on there. Why would they? They never do. We have gloves that are painted on as well, and the boots are painted on. It's not a shin swivel, which I think is a little weird because that would have been like a plug-in piece that would have given a little breakup between the calf, shin, and boot, and I think that's a bit of a wasted opportunity, but whatevs. The paint is done fairly clean and sharp. It's not perfect. It's the blue painted on the black here, which isn't great. And then it's the blue painted on the black here as well, which is a little bit cleaner. Down here, it's a little bit gummed up. Individual results will vary, I'm sure, but something to think about. Outside of that, let's go through the articulation. The head is on a ball hinge. It gets you up to there and pretty clean. It's a little bit high off the neck, but it's not a big deal. And then down to there. The disc is painted. This black part is painted, so you will get some paint rub. Be careful. And then, of course, you get the swivel as well. No big deal. You get your disc hinge shoulders, which do pop out. They get up to there. Bicep swivel, double jointed elbow, wrist swivel with a fist hand hinged in out. Same for the other side, up, etc. And this hand, let me see if I can't find the nullifier real quick, will hold the nullifier. So that's cool. No issues there. We get our waist swivel that breaks the figure apart, but it works. We get an ab crunch forward and ab crunch back. I love the sculpt of the suit on top of the flesh. I think that is nice. A little couple like subtle wrinkles and stuff. Works like a champ. T-jointed ball joints for hips that work fairly well. We have a thigh swivel. The hips get you forward to there and nothing really back. Putting dust all over this figure. And then we have a double jointed knee, which works fine. Foot on a disc hinge as well, so you get an ankle tilt up, ankle tilt down, and where the swivel meets, you get a rocker. So articulation works fairly well. We'll talk about the extra arms here in a second. So, you know, ridiculous, but awesome at the same time. Disc hinge on these works very smoothly. You can get the arms all the way up, no problem, and around.
So, I know it's dark, but there they all are. Finally together. That's the Marvel Select thing, but I'm good with it. I actually dig it. I like the bulking size of it, so to speak. And yeah, that's this is the moments I live for right here.
Final thoughts wise, it's the same sort of issues that we see negative wise with all of the Marvel Legends stuff. And that is when they have to break up and paint the boots onto a figure without sculpting a separate piece. What ends up happening is paint matching it becomes a bit of an issue. Like the blues aren't exactly perfect. They're close. And then on top of that, the paint gets a little gummy where it has to sit near the joint. And that's really the only issues with this guy. It's pretty much what you would expect. That, and I think they should have painted the nullifier a little bit because it is an exclusive. And while it isn't more expensive, we do have to, as collectors, put forth a little bit more effort to track it down and buy it. So I feel like they could put a little bit more effort in to paint it. Positives wise though, the sculpt is great. The paint is pretty well done across the board where it is applied, and there is a lot applied here, including the tampo paint on the chest, which looks great. And at least while there are paint issues where the blues and blacks meet, at least the blacks or blues, as it were all done clean for the most part. And when I say that, I mean the line work around the anatomy. Sometimes they get a little gummed up from the articulation and stuff, but the line work itself is done very clean. I think it's a smart way to do the arms. I love that they include the nullifier, and I love that they finally gave us a Fantastic Four. We have the Thing coming. For those that are interested in that, as you already saw, I'm kind of good with the one I got. But it's just nice if it shouldn't feel this way, but because of all the Hollywood drama, you know, we've kind of had to bear the brunt of that as collectors in order to kind of get the cast that we want for our shelves. And at least we could say we got it. Took a while to get it, but we got it. So it is a recommend from me. I would get it while you can, because who knows what the future of Fox is right now. Heavy rumors with them being bought out by Disney, but nothing's really happened yet. So who knows where this is all going to go. So I would go ahead and get it while the getting's good. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Until next time, take care.